Okay, so in D4, they're asking for us to find the derivatives of the following equations. So we have f of x equals sine times x plus 2. So sine of x times x plus 2. The other one is g of x equals x cubed minus 2 over 5x minus 8. And then over here, it asks us to find f over g of 0, and then f of negative 1 times g of negative 1. So if we go with the first one, which is f of x equals sine of x times x plus 2, that tells us is a product rule. So therefore, the product rule equation, it is f prime times g plus f times g prime. So f prime times g plus f times g prime. So then we have sine of x. We know it's a product rule because of the times between it. So we multiply this one times this. Therefore, it's a product rule. So then we know f is sine of x, f prime is cosine of x. No, we know g prime is 1, and then g is x plus 2. Sine of x, the prime of f is cosine of x because the derivative of sine of x is cosine. And then in here, once we take the derivatives of x plus 2, the only thing is left is 1, because the 1 from here comes down to multiply. 1 minus 1 is 0, therefore x cancels out. So you're left with 1. In here, same thing. So the 1 comes to multiply, that's 2, but 2 to the 0 is 0, so the 2 cancels out. So therefore, you only have 1 when you take the derivative of g, which is x plus 2. The derivative is 1. So then you just plug in the equation. So f prime, which is cosine of x, times g, which is x plus 2, plus sine of x times 1. So sine of x, which is f, and then 1, which is g prime. So then you have the end result is cosine of x times x plus 2 plus sine of x, since sine of x times 1 is just sine of x. Then if we take to problem 2, which is a quotient rule, says g times f prime minus f times g prime over gx squared. So therefore, we know that because right here we're dividing. So we're dividing x to the third minus 2 over 5x minus 8. We want to find the derivative. So therefore, we do the quotient rule. So then we take g, which is 5x minus 8. And then we take f prime, which is 3x squared, because once 3 comes down to multiply, so 3 times 1 is 3, and then 3 minus 1 is 2, so there's 3x squared, and then you have the negative sign, and then you have f, which is x to the third minus 2 times 5, because right here you have 5. So 1 comes to multiply right here, so that's 5. 1 minus 1 is 0, so x cancels out. Right here, 1 comes to multiply, that's negative 8. 1 minus 1 is 0, so that cancels out. Therefore, you're only left with 5 on g prime. So that will be 5 right here, and then f, which is x to the third minus 2, over g, which is 5x minus 8 squared. So you have it right here. You can leave it like this, or you can simplify it where it turns to 15x cubed minus 24x squared minus 5x cubed minus 10 over 25x squared minus 80x plus 64. So right here, just multiplying like these two numbers, and then you multiply these two numbers, and then you multiply, you pretty much simplify this, and then you put it right here, and then you pretty much just subtract the result of this and this together, which is just combine like terms pretty much. So that will be 10x cubed minus 24x squared plus 10 over 25x squared minus 80x plus 84. And then over here in number 3 we have A, which is asking us the same thing for the quotient rule. So therefore g times f prime minus f times g prime over g squared. So we know it's 0. So we know f of 0 is 1. So we have it right here. F of 0 is 1, so we have it right here. And then we know g of 0 is 1, 2, so we have it right here. F prime of 0 is 2, so we have it right here. And then g prime of 0, it is 1. So, no, wait. G prime of 0 is 3. So we have it right here, and therefore, so that's the top bottom, and then we just take g of 0 squared, so that will be 1 squared, so which is just 1, so you just pretty much just simplify it. So 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 1 is 3, so 2 minus 3 is negative 1 over, so you see it right here, over 1, so negative 1 over 1 is negative 1. And then right here is the product rule, because we're multiplying f times g. So product rule is when you multiply two functions. So right here we're multiplying f times g. So therefore we're using the product rule. Product rule is f prime times g plus g prime times f. So we know right here we have f prime, which is 1. Of f prime of negative 1 is 1. So we put 1 right here, and then g of negative 1 is 3, so we put 3 right here, and then g prime of negative 1 is negative 1, and then f prime of negative 1 is 2, so we put 2 right here. So then you just simplify it. 1 times 3 is 3. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. 3 plus negative 2 is 1.